Greetings and welcome back to SwitchedtoLinux. Yes, the kitty is on vacation. Really, the kitty's not on vacation. It's just the kitty Cam has gone out to lunch. Gotta get me a new one of them. So, in the meantime, we always have the backup kitty on vacation picture. Well, today we're going to be talking about the Internet Bill of Rights. What is this? Where did it come from? Where is it going? And whatever. And so we'll kind of jump into this and we'll see what happens. So let's first go ahead and jump on over, see who is online at this point in time. BuddyTube, hello. I know you're sitting on the desk looking at this. Yeah, he's not there. Kitty, kitty. Kitty, kitty. Here he comes. I can hear him. Hey, buddy. Everyone wants to say hi to you. Yeah. You'll still get your kitty treats today. Yeah. Hello. Hi, peoples. Yeah, your camera's not working though, huh? Gotta get you a new one of them. All right. There you go. All right. Okay, now the kitty's on the desk. Now we feel right. Got a kitty now. Linux World is second. Andrew, hello. Number 3. Alice is number 4. Noah, number 5. Greetings, Noah. And 25 minutes or more left. Yes. All right, lucky number 7, Midnight Owl. How's it going there? All right, See Me Rot. Hello, Peter. Hello there. Hola, Mr. GFY. Yeah, my kitty telepathically woke you up so that you wouldn't miss the stream. You know, someone's going to create the Constitution of the web. May I suggest a few goals? Everyone has a right to anonymity on the web. I talk. And only government and trading sites has the right to get your address and phone number. I agree. I agree completely. Completely. There is no reason. Guys, there is no reason when you create a Spotify account to give them your birthday. Shh, I gave them a wrong birthday. I don't actually use Spotify. I just want to see how my podcasts look. So I created an account to look at how the podcasts look. Yep. Let's see. Quentin Wingate, hello there. Greetings, Alice. I've been working on a script for Android terminal emulators and now SSHD and wake lock and terminal to start at boot time with scripts, no root. Cool. By trading companies, I mean those willing to send you something. If you do not do business with them, then they have no right to get your address. And that's true, you know. And that's the thing that, I think I might going to talk about this soon. Maybe we'll talk about it a little bit before we get started here. Hello, Thomas Holt. Greetings to you. Let's see. We shouldn't be denied access to a site for disabling JavaScript. I agree. Like, JavaScript is one of the worst, most dangerous things on the internet. We need to have the ability to access websites without it. I mean, really. Must be kitty cam, otherwise you're going to install Windows 10. Yeah, I will, if as long as they have them in the local store, I'll pick one up today. Otherwise, I'll have to order it online. Or maybe I don't know. Well, we'll figure it out. I'm not going near town. There is a football game today. Well, actually, I could go to town at 3:30. That's probably what I'll do. Probably right about the time the football game starts, I'll probably leave. Do what I usually do Saturday, go to Barnes & Noble, write for a couple hours, on one of the books, and then swing by Wally World and pick up another camera. So we'll see if I can get that back online for Wednesday. Cat took over the bed. I'm at the computer now. Yep. Cat's like, get out of here, man. This is what mine does. All right. Where is Bill Gates when you need him? I don't know. Bill Gates, are you around? You around? Okay, starting a Windows Anonymous group. It's the 12-step program to keep you off Windows. There you go. All right. Okay, I can hold on for a week, not a day longer. All right. Capital I and capital 1 in rights. Tom, why did you do this to me? Wait, what? Capital I in rights. What? Oh, I'm sorry. I see what you're talking about. Yeah, give me a second. I'll fix that. Been a crazy morning. Okay, there. There you go. Fixed. All right. Did I mess anything else up? Yeah. All right, that looks better. Hello, Rodizens Never Die. Is it Rodizens Never Die? Greetings. Hello there. I've never seen you before, so welcome if you are new. All right, you spelled rights with an I. Yep, it's fixed. Don't shake the treats too loud. My cat will hear. Uh-oh. I don't want to shake him too loud either. I'm not giving my... Oh, I summoned the cat. Instead of summoning the cat, did I summon the cat? You'll get the treats at the end. You'll get the treats at the end, buddy. Forgot to switch my audio from TV to computer. I didn't even hear you when you went live. Oh. Good thing we haven't really started yet. Good morning, Benjamin. How's it going there? Live streaming at 2 Eastern. All right, Pizza 11 Nerd, guys. Check out Pizza 11 Nerd's live stream. He hit 300 subs last night. He's doing a special 300 sub show today, 2 Eastern. So that's, what is that, about an hour and 20 minutes or so. Needs your birthday to make sure you're over 13. Yeah, but I gave it whatever birthday I wanted to give it. And most people will give it what the real birthday is because we've been trained like, sheeple, fill out web forms. And that's all we do. So yeah, if they want to make sure people are over 13, they need to figure out a better way to do it. Or maybe, hey, you know what? Nobody cares about COPA anyway. Let's just get rid of it. Just give everybody the same rights on the internet, for crying out loud. Sorry for the headphones I just broke. Order, Alexa, order an extra pair of headphones. Confirm. All right. If a corporation is judged as a person in the court of law, we need real people to have the same rights as they do. Yeah. Can you elaborate on how JavaScript is so bad? Yes, JavaScript is client-side running computer executable code that can do literally anything. I can program a virus into JavaScript. All you would have to do is land on the website. Your browser automatically downloads the JavaScript and simply executes it. All it takes, and that's how. Pretty much like if you've ever seen the giant things where your whole computer will kind of go over, it'll scream like, meh, 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 big blue screen. We even detected a virus. Call this number. That's JavaScript. That's what JavaScript can do. And that's the easy thing. Pretty much most of your malware, a lot of your hacking targets, just a lot of the computer vulnerabilities execute by executing JavaScript on the client-side browser. So it's generally better practice to turn it off, but then that eliminates you to pretty much 90% of the web at this point in time. So that's the problem with it, is that it is it is client-side executable programming code that your browser automatically downloads. So it's basically giving any hacker in the world access to, to do whatever they want on your computer on your behalf. That's why. All right, most JavaScript is non-free software used to spy on you. Elementary site in countdown mode. Juno out on Tuesday. Oh, really? Cool. I'll have to look at it. Have a look at it. Thanks to everyone who pointed out the capital I is making my OCD go crazy. It should be fixed now. Going live stream a history of my channel and give away Zoran Light. Hello, TechLore. Greetings. Don't know, that treat shaking sounds nothing like shaking to me, but never mind. Hello, Zach Smith. Greetings. The whole stream, might get to see the whole stream before I leave for church. I will try and get it out in about an hour or so. Really need to bring back fire, Tom. I do need to bring back fire, don't I? All right, we're going to go ahead and pause right there so we can dive into the issue. So the Internet Bill of Rights, this is something that's been discussed for a while, ever since we started to see a lot of big hacks coming out. And really what ended up happening is a representative from Northern California, is it Khanna? I hope I'm pronouncing that right. It was a Democratic representative, basically put together this Internet Bill of Rights. Now, to make matters confusing, this is not a bill going through Congress at this point in time. It's not a bill going through the Senate at this point in time. If I have my best guess what this is, it is a series of statements that this representative is, and Roe is the name. I don't know if there's a guy or girl. I have no idea. Roe is producing this Internet Bill of Rights. In my opinion, is this representative is producing it to garner cause to shift the elections in the midterms. And it is my opinion that if the Democratic Party gets on board with this Internet Bill of Rights, then they will probably take over if the Republicans are pushing against it. If the Republicans also support it, then that's good news. Then we have bipartisan agreement and maybe something real can happen. My personal thought is I don't think this would fly because it strikes at too many businesses in the United States and our company is run as a corporatocracy. But essentially what this is, and we'll start first by looking at the release on the individual website. And like I said, this is not a bill going through Congress, and that's what makes this a little confusing. But it has been something that's been discussed, and what is the woman's name? Pelosi asked this individual representative to put something like this together. And so this was released this past week. And it's become kind of some talking points. And I will tell you that I don't care Republican, Democrat. I will vote outside of any other weird, crazy. I will vote for anybody that supports this. I don't care if you're Republican or Democrat, unless your name is Hillary Clinton. Then I just think you're the Antichrist. I'm not voting for the Antichrist. I'd rather put the devil in office. I don't have a problem with Democrats. Just that one's a particularly crazy one. In my personal opinion, having looked at the things I've looked into. But I don't want to get all political. What I want to do is focus on what is the Internet Bill of Rights, what does it say, why is it important, and does this have a chance in Hades of actually going somewhere? So, of course, they start out, founding fathers recognize citizens' right to privacy over persons, houses, papers, effects. And that's the thing is that, and this is another one of these things that a lot of people misinterpret, the fact of the matter is the Constitution does not give us a right to privacy from a company or from a person. It gives us a right to privacy from the government. Okay, and a lot of people will jump out and be like, oh, where's this amendment? No. It doesn't exist, and that's the problem. We need to make it an issue. We need to push privacy for all people, from all people, because too many data leaks are happening. Too many criminals are getting their hands. Just for example, in the last day, I have received, I think, 4 voicemails. Actually, looking at the past month, I have received about 15 different voicemails and, 10 or so different messages from a whole bunch of these scammy guys producing these quick little fly-by-night vanity publishing companies. So what ended up happening is the first book that I wrote, and I thought I did good research into this, and I didn't. You just don't know what you're doing when you first do a book or something. So I write the book, and I publish it by Westbow. Well, what was never disclosed anywhere is that Westbow was just a front for a bigger company that basically sold their services to a variety of other companies called Author Solutions. And then Author Solutions ends up collecting all of this data from all these different companies and just basically released it to every scammer in the world. I don't know why or whatever. So now all sorts of people from all over the world, some of them here, some of them in Philippines, whatever else, are calling, oh, we read about your awesome book and we want to publish it. Oh my God. And I'd like to reach through the phone through these people and maybe commit murder. Because it's like, dude, leave me alone. They got my contact information on a completely false pretense, and now they are spamming the hell out of me. Like, guys, get over it. I'm not doing business with scam artists. And that's kind of the problem. And so what ended up happening is we get to this point where there's so much data going out. Do you guys realize there's well over 5,000 data analytics firms that all simply buy and sell your data back and forth, use it, analyze it, sell it, rent it, whatever else they want to do with it. And there's only like 7 of these companies will quote unquote quasi allow you to remove stuff from their database, but that just gets added into the next data dump from their buddies. So there is nothing we can do. As it is right now, thousands of businesses that we know nothing about, we know nothing about their people, we know nothing about their security, all have access to literally every bit of data about us. Not to mention Equihacks which I've never done business with. You've probably never done business with them. Very few people have actually done business with them, but somehow they have more information and more access to more everything without any consent. And then as a cost-saving measure, they fail to patch a simple little Apache bug for 6 months, produces a vulnerability which leaks every single American adult's every bit of their information, and somebody should be in jail right now, rotting for all eternity, but they're not. I don't know why. Some little kid down here sells a little bit of weed to somebody and they send him to jail for 6 months. A corporate hack can steal all of our data, leak it to the entire internet, and basically vulnerable everybody to every scammer in the history of the world, and nobody's held accountable for nothing. That's a problem. That is a problem, and we need an internet bill of rights. We need a better Bill of Rights for our modern world or our modern society, okay? So I will stand behind any politician who agrees to this, barring anything else crazy and psychopathic in their past. And I'm not a Democrat, and I'm not a Republican. I was registered Republican for a long time, mostly because I was a stupid young kid and I was a sheeple like everyone else, and a sheeple that had some religious ties, and sheeple must vote Republican, and so sheeple, that's what I was. And I woke up and I shaved off the sheepskin and I started using my brain, and that's what I want everybody to do. Use your brains, people. So I'm now independent. Because I think the Republican Party needs to rot in hell. I think the Democratic Party needs to rot in hell. We need to do away with all the party systems. If you're a part of a party system, I think nothing. I think nobody should be allowed to spend any money on any campaigning. Let's just go ahead and see what happens. I think that but regardless, I will vote for any politician that stands for this. Now, they list here 6 principles. This is not particularly all that complete. The complete text ended up coming out. So this is the article that somebody sent me that first allowed me to jump into this. So let's go ahead and just read the lists from here. Now, this all came from a communication that Khanna had with New York Times, and I didn't include the New York Times article because it wasn't as easy to. It didn't have the Bill of Rights completely listed like the other sites do. So number 1, to have access to and knowledge of all collection and use of personal data by companies. And that is something we should all have, and that is something we probably will never have, because it means that hundreds of thousands of little fly-by-night companies that we know nothing about and are probably scam artists will lose their jobs. And Lord forbid they go flip burgers at McDonald's like the rest of us, while opportunity comes back to the land. All right. Number 2, opt-in consent to the collection of personal data by any party and to sharing of personal data with any third party. And they note here the definition of personal would be crucial. And I completely agree. I want to see a full opt-in. Now, the way this would, if this were to happen to pass, the way this is going to play out is this opt-in is buried within the terms and conditions. The unfortunate reality is oftentimes we are forced into terms and conditions. For example, I talk regularly about the young people in this country are forced to either get a Google account or a Microsoft account, and all of that personal data without consent or approval is sent out to the big company, and then the student is forced to agree to a terms and conditions that they have never read, will probably never read, and do not understand if they do actually read it. And it's a scandal, and I think every educational system in this country should be barred from using any Google, any Microsoft, any Apple, any system as part of the education. Let's go back to a system that founded our country, sitting down, understanding, studying, and using our brains, not giving it all to tech companies. But that's the problem, is that our foundational root, every student in America now has all of this information forced upon them. And if you don't agree to that service, you can't use that service. And if you don't use that service, you can't contribute in our school system. That needs to change. Let's do away from it. Number 3, where context appropriate and a fair process to obtain, correct, or delete personal data controlled by any company, and to have those requests honored by third parties, that is an erase button. absolutely agree. And this is the case where maybe we do need to produce another federal program. I don't think we need more programs, but every now and again, there's a good program. And the way I would envision this program is like a national, like the do not call list, effectively, right? So the do not call list, effectively, you put your information there, and the downside, of course, is now this is the government having a lot of information. This is a hard call, but it makes sure that what you do is put up a list, and if a company has information tied to anything in that list, in reality, it could be something as simple as, hey, anything affiliated with this email address, gotta go. I'm dealing with this right now. There is a church program called Community Church Builder, and if you happen to go to a church program, particularly these big church growth churches, they're all putting this in, and without consent, they're adding this. Well, 2 churches in this town have added my contact information to these without consent. So I'm going to be sending the company behind that a big certified letter saying, you know what, I've never given authorization. I think you need to reevaluate your principles here, and if you don't delete this information, I'm coming after you. And that's the reality. We need to have the ability to be more... we need to have the ability to erase things, but we need to have the ability that companies can't legally collect it to begin with, so that we have actual, real, legal recourse if a company gathers this data. I agree. So I like this idea of this erase button. To have personal data secured and be notified in a timely manner when a security breach or unauthorized access of personal data is discovered. We effectively already have these laws in place. They're a lot stronger in Europe, but we still do have them in the United States. They're not quite as well known. This one here, number 5, I'm not quite sure I get it. To move all personal data from one network to the next. I have no idea what that means. If I can guess... it is essentially the same thing that Tim Berners-Lee is talking about, where you produce this pod, and this is your data. You control what's in the pod, and you control where the data comes and where the data goes. Of course, the big dirties, Microsoft, Google, Facebook, Twitter, they were all working on a plan to easily share all of the data that they have on you back and forth. And if that doesn't want to get you off of all of the platforms, not just one of them, but all of them, I don't know what's wrong with your head. But otherwise, I don't know what number 5 means. I have no idea. Number 6, to access and use the internet without internet service providers blocking, throttling, engaging paid prioritization, or otherwise unfairly favoring content, applications, services, or devices. Effectively, putting the net neutrality rules back in place. I completely agree. 7, to internet service without collection of data that is unnecessary for providing requested service absent opt-in consent. And this strikes at the heart of what was done. I think it was January 2 years ago, where ISPs are now allowed to collect every bit of data about you they can. So is it worth getting a VPN? Probably at this point in time, it might be worth getting a VPN. And with that being said, don't forget that I do, was it NordVPN? I do have access to a affiliate link for NordVPN. So you can actually click my affiliate link, which is tlm.li/Nord. And you can get, I believe Nord has up to 6 devices simultaneous. You can pay with cryptocurrencies. There's 5,000 different worldwide servers. Of course, Nord is outside of the 14 Eyes, being based in Panama. With my affiliate link, I think this is still the plan I have on my affiliate link. I didn't click my affiliate link to load the page today, but if you click my affiliate link, you want to pick up a VPN. This will help protect you from your from ISPs. Then, of course, the hard question, and the question that I've frequently asked is, are you just kicking the can down the road? Now a VPN company has access to the information instead of your ISP. And that's true, but you need to ask. Sometimes it might be more worth the VPN company having it over the ISP having it. And so that is certainly a consideration, is to consider a VPN. I also have private internet access, tlm.li/PIA. I'll go ahead and put both of those in the description here when we're done with the video. All right, number 8, to have access to multiple viable, affordable internet platforms, services, and providers with clear and transparent pricing. This strikes at the heart of competition. We need to get rid of the red tape. Guys, I'm sorry, FCC, we don't have competition in the internet right now. We don't got it, okay? I am in the 4th largest city in my state. I have exactly one option if I want internet that is, not dial-up speed. Okay. We need better competition. We need to remove all red tape. And for crying out loud, if a company as big as Google has a hard time getting into the market, you need to reevaluate your monopoly rules. Okay. So that is the thing. We need more, better, affordable internet, especially here in the United States where the internet sucks. Guys, there is better internet in third world countries than there is in the United States. 9, not to be unfairly discriminated against or exploited based upon your personal data. Okay. Easier to do if there's no data there. To have an entity that collects your personal data have reasonable business practices and accountability to protect your privacy. Okay. To have an entity that collects your personal data. I'm going to read that again. To have an entity that collects your personal data have reasonable business practices and accountability to protect your privacy. Yeah. So any company that does have data or that we allow to have our private personal data, we need to make sure that they have the best business practices. And if they fail to patch a well-known bug and that leads to a vulnerability, let's get serious and start stripping people of their assets and sending them to prison for a while. Sounds like a good plan to me. So that's that. That's the Internet Bill of Rights in a nutshell. Again, this is not a bill that is currently proposed in Congress, but I believe this is going to be utilized as a platform by which to garner more Democratic cause in the next midterms. And I gotta say, I'm probably gonna vote for anybody who supports this bill. Of course, I did plan on voting out any incumbent anyway. I usually do that. But I'm also voting out anyone who voted to get rid of the net neutrality rules. So that's my thought there. So once again, you can help support the channel. Check out switchtollinux.com/support. I am on Patreon, patreon.com/TomM. So you can check out links on those for different ways that you can help support the channel. Don't forget, also have a look at NordVPN. And I have an affiliate link at tlm.li/Nord. And I have another one, tlm.li/PIA for private internet access. Those are the 2 VPNs that I am recommending. So you can take a look at those. I will have the full links for those in the description down below. And for those curious, tlm.li is my personal in-house link shortener. So it doesn't send any information anywhere else. That's all mine. It is a well-built system. So, all right. Well, let's see what people are saying after that crazy, screaming, fiery rant. Internet was created by the U.S. government, right? So what if we make a bore for the internet and not allow countries that don't adhere to have internet? Yeah, basically produce firewalls around all of our countries. Get rid of globalism. There's a thought. All right. Here. You won't be hearing after you hear this lunatic ranting and raving. Okay. Good info on JavaScript. It's everywhere. I knew it was bad, but I didn't know why. Yeah. No. I lost my place. Did I lose all my comments? Oh, there we are. Okay. I think kids should be able to opt out of COPPA, but they have a maturity test. Enter. What are we doing now? We were talking about the Internet Bill of Rights. You probably jumped on right about the time I started to talk about it, though, so you should know that by now. Okay, then I could use YouTube legally under 13. Sites should finally run in full HTML5, just like the deep web. All I prefer SQL injection over Java, but you know. ARPANET was created by the government. That technology evolved in the private sector into the modern day internet. Has anyone noticed how COPA sounds a lot like cuppa, or is that just me? I don't know. I got a cup of Joe right here. All right. About JavaScript, this is the main reason why you don't want to run web browsers as admin on any OS. Internet was helped along by America. Tim Berners-Lee helped create it. Tomatoes, tomatoes, potatoes, potatoes. Hello, Cancun. Greetings. If you're one of the people that's calling me about your great hotel resorts, please stop calling me. Thank you. All right. Good news for people who want to test live CDs and a VM. Replace the Intrad image for Farron OS KDE to up to date, so it looks like it's starting 4.18. All right. Hello, Joe. Greetings. Is it really any good as it is written? I can get behind that. Okay. Internet Bill of Rights is required. Otherwise, free speech is going to be censored and mostly affecting Republicans. Well, it starts first affecting the Republicans, mostly because they've never gotten a handle of what online social media is. But it will come back and bite the other party. In fact, Dave Collin today, Computing Forever, actually just did a video talking about this. I watched it shortly before the stream. Let's see if it's still in my queue. Yes, it's called The Escalation of the Left Will Fail, where he actually talks about that trend that yeah, they're all happy when all the right-wingers are getting censored. Yeah, victory! And then they came back and they're, we're getting censored now too. Because, guys, it doesn't end. It doesn't. It starts with one group, but it ends with everyone. Based on how technologically inept Congress was during Zuckerberg's hearing, I hope that a bill doesn't get passed. Third point to Internet Constitution time. Necessary to delete account and your data cannot exceed time necessary to create your account. For motherboard and CPU for under 400. Pizza, I got my board and processor for 300. It's an MSI. Oh, I think it's a B350. I forget the exact motherboard, but I have a Ryzen 5 1600. Yeah, it's wicked awesome. So Pizza, look at what I did. $300. I got the board and the processor. Honestly, not sure the Dems will do as good in the 2018 midterms as the MSM thinks it will. Remember that when polls said Hillary Clinton was 92% chance of winning on the election, right? Yeah, but a lot more people hated Clinton than people were thinking. A lot of people had the wall shoved over their eyes. Oh, Green Party backs it. Okay. Pelosi is a witch. Yes, I agree. She just needs a big old wart coming out of her nose. Big old black hat. Yes, I like AMD. Definitely go with AMD if you're looking for a new board and stuff. Yep. Not conservative at all. Don't misunderstand. But unlike a lot on the left, I operate in reality, I think. Think you can get really good Ryzen decent motherboard for 300? Yes, that's exactly what I did. If you need the exact board stats, Pizza, I will look it up for you. I just need to grab my manuals out of the closet. But yeah, mine's a Ryzen 5 1600. It's a really good processor, and I haven't had any problems on any Linux distros that I've tried. The motherboard is a little crazy with how it does EFI partitions because MSI is not particularly friendly to Linux, but it's workable. We need an Internet Bill of Rights for sure. We need to take all these darn companies down that are selling data. Yeah. Constitution applies to everyone, not just the government. No, the Constitution does not apply to everyone. The Constitution is written to protect the citizens from the government. It was not written to protect the citizens from everywhere else. Okay, this is essentially GDPR, but for the United States. I think it essentially is. In fact, I thought GDPR was very good, except for the stupid part about cookies. Because the cookie is something on your personal computer. You have control over that. You just need to not be a moron and take control of that. So I thought GDPR was good, except for the cookie policy. Be better to use alternatives to these companies so they lose money. Yeah, I agree. Kitty sounds angry in the background. Yeah, he hates the current internet right now. I was talking about this and he's complaining about it as loud as I am. Yep. Doesn't stop the government from infringing them. No, it doesn't stop the government from infringing them. Collect scammer IP and rat their system. Yeah. Unfortunately, I have done a lot of information, collected all the information, sent it all to the Department of Justice. They're overseas. We can't do anything. Well, why don't you stop spoof phone numbers coming from Japan? Well, actually, it was India or China. Why don't you do that? Stop. Like, okay, easy way to stop spam. Make spoofing phone numbers against the law. There's like 3 legal, like, good use cases for it. Okay? For the good of everyone else, particularly all the elderly that you guys keep scamming. Okay? Scamming. Do away with that crap. Make a deeply, tightly regulated industry like the, oh wait, I was going to say like the pharmaceutical companies, but they just pay their way through anyway, so yeah, whatever. So why let them legislate the internet? Yeah. Yeah, my Fire screen is still not built on this. I keep meaning to build it, but I haven't built it yet. Have a PC, I'm just upgrading the CPU. OBS Tom is pretty much on fire. Where's that fire? Yeah, I know, because I gotta rebuild the Fire screen. Turns down volume for a bit. Switch to burn. I have to pick this up. Give me just a second. All right, sorry about that. That was a green light number that I always have to pick up when it counts, when it calls. So, all right, right. Can't sue you as a private citizen for violating my First Amendment rights. The Constitution protects private citizens from the government, not private citizens from each other. About a decade ago, I was shopping for thumb drives, and lo and behold, within a minute, I was barraged with thumb drives ads as I browsed the web. Yep. That's a problem. I'll only play BO4 if it comes out for Atari's upcoming console. That Black Ops 4? I don't know. All right, let's see. To international viewers, this is how most people in the U.S. feel right now. Yep. Liberals are just Republicans who don't mind gay sex. Okay. On the one hand, I don't want to tell private companies how to run their websites. On the other, insofar as these tech websites make up the modern public square, censorship needs to be addressed, and the current state of privacy is just insane. Yeah. That's the problem. Like, I don't want to be on mailing lists for big companies. I don't want these companies to have my data. I don't want there to be all this data collection, and I don't want any of this backdoor data sharing, period. We don't have a way to control it in America right now. Big problem. Atari's new console will run on Linux. Huh, cool. Bill of Rights is meaningless if big corporations just pay small fines and move on. My Windows hard drive will be for Black Ops 4. I played it on my dad's system and it's really fun. There you go. It's a sugar pill to calm people. If it passed, nothing will change behind the scenes. Probably. I was forced an MS account. Yep. Okay, there should not be an opt-in. No data should be sold whatsoever. Some people don't care. They're silly, they're stupid, but some people don't care. Forced to get a Gmail for school. Yep. My school used Microsoft because I live in Seattle, which means for me Microsoft is a local company. Yep. What does that mean? Surely you don't really mean that if you thought about it. Let's see. Internet Bill of Rights sounds nice, but might seem like a world Bill of Rights, though. Yeah, tough call. Also, wow, Facebook did something good for once, depending on how they'll make use of this. Facebook is testing the expansion of Zuck's unsend feature to all users. Yep. But that's just unsend for you. They still have a record of it. That's the thing. When you delete something on Facebook, all it does is flags it not visible to you. The company still has it. File privacy charges against the school district and whoever you were forced to sign on with. Also, you are under the age of consent in a lot of areas under the law. Yep. Green principle, marketplace of ideas, etc. But if you can't prevent me from prohibiting speech in my private property, that's not freedom. Certainly should not allow, you most certainly should not be allowed to say anything you want. Just don't cry when you have to face the consequences. I switch back to Windows so I can support a local business? No. No, I think supporting local business is overrated. True Value Libre used Free Software Foundation approved Linux distros. How about your assertion that constitutional protection should apply in private interactions? In practice, that would be a disaster. GDPR annoys me. Recently, I visited a site where there is only information that they will not display content. Due me was the fact I'm in Europe, so I think it's time to go full tour. Yeah. Start talking inappropriately. Tom can and should be able to shut me down on this stream. Yep. Watch out. I got the button right here. U.S. has Panama in their pocket. Triskel on machine, kind of plain. If no Ethernet cable, Wi-Fi is a bleep. Let's be more in-depth. I can't stand the vague term of in a timely manner. Yeah, that's the thing, is there's no rule, there's no laws about this. This is just one person pushing this idea at the request of Pelosi. I think they're going to use this as a platform to which to run, because privacy is becoming something people are slowly waking up to. If the state does, then it will be a violation. Edit for number 4. That's... edit for number 4. Yep. Still use Astral VPN that doesn't belong to any eyes. Where is it based on? I use PIA. Okay. So the big VPNs are owned by Microsoft, Google, and Facebook. How would this be regulated? Like, how can we verify number 5 were truly implemented? So number 5 is move all personal data from one network to the next. This is what Tim Berners-Lee is trying to do. Produce this thing where everyone controls their own pod, so you're the one with final control of it. I think it's more pie in the sky than anything else, and I did a whole video about that. But yeah, it is hard to figure out how this would be regulated. In reality, it'd be like a lot of other crime these days, you know? When someone's caught, then throw the stick at them and the book at them. Beat them with a stick and throw the book at them. There you go. Panama Canal was a U.S. project. Yes. Man, a plan and a canal. Panama. Yep. Tor is slow. Yeah, Tor can be slow. This thing is typing into chat with huge lag due to the fact I'm testing a Calamaris install in a VM at the time. It's annoying. If your web traffic goes through a country, they do sometimes collect it. I say they collect theirs and use it against them. Yeah, the way Tor works, though, they can collect the data all they want, but it's encrypted by 2 different ends they don't have access to. Does Tor usually have to connect to the Tor network through the network, or I'm working... Okay. Not the bundle. Though, is it me, or does Tor usually have to connect to the Tor network through your network? Or am I wrong thinking about that? Yeah, it connects from your network into the Tor network. I always recommend, if you're going to use Tor, you want to use Tails or Cubes. Something that is not the Tor browser bundle. That's if you have no real ability to use it. That's, to my opinion, a last-ditch effort, because that can be circumvented pretty easily, and it's been demonstrated in the past to have been circumvented. But Tails, since it connects at the root core level, then it doesn't as much. Agree. I learned to use Tor manually. Oh, lost my place again. Strawman fictional character they want you to believe is you. The internet was fine before net neutrality. Net neutrality is an excuse to have the government regulate the internet. No, the internet was not fine before net neutrality. Ton of problems led to the net neutrality laws that I'm not going to talk about all here. I've talked about them all in many other places. The Internet Bill of Rights, I notice, is missing is a provision for speech. Someone like Alex Jones, kooky as he is literally being denied his freedom of speech. I agree. I agree. I think that is missing. The internet becomes more corporate. How can we ensure it remains free and open without government counterbalance? I'm open to options, just don't know what they would be. Just wondering what's wrong with the Tor browser bundle. The issue with the Tor browser bundle is it connects, it sits on top of your regular internet, and it connects after everything else is already connected, and it allows what is called DNS leakage, which would allow people to unmask what you're going to on your main system. So it has a lot of issues. Another biggest problem with it is if you download a document, say, and you download it and you open it up, if that thing connects to the internet in any way, if you're attached through Tails, then it will still send any data transmissions in that document through Tails, but the download of the document through the Tor bundle will go right through your clear internet. So that's really what the reasoning is. So you have to be more careful using the Tor browser bundle. Open source distributed mesh network to replace ISPs with. Using everyone's Wi-Fi wirelessly capable devices to share and spread a link up the system. Most people use default settings for Tor. I manually set my entrance, hop, and exit nodes. Yeah, there was a time in Tails where you could set your entry and exit nodes, but it's all automatic now. What are my hardware specs? There's hardware specs. Ryzen 5 1600. I have 16 gigs of DDR4 memory, terabyte hard drive. Graphics card is, I want to see, it's an AMD R7 something, 4 gigs online RAM, onboard RAM, whatever. So that's what I have. On board 300, but it's DDR4. My RAM is DDR3, so I have to buy new RAM for another 200. Well, yeah, if you need to lock yourself to DDR3, then you're not going to be on any Ryzen processors. I know that for sure. So yeah, you need to decide if that's worth it or not. Unfortunately, Pelosi won't melt in water. Well, if the board comes with an i5, it's not AMD. That's an Intel processor. Ubuntu is the next 18.10 beta to check out. If you want to check out another one, you'll probably be shocked by the lack of RAM usage. Wow. You should have AMD and some distros hard drive if it's Ryzen or Vega because it's kernel 4.14 and lower are too old for it. I don't know. I'm actually on an old kernel here. What am I on? I'm on 4.10 and I don't have any issues on my Ryzen. Just the only sad thing is that 1810's most likely still not going to be KDE 5.14 due to that releasing too late. Ubuntu to Ubuntu legally updated KDE in 1810. GDPR's cookie policy was stupid. Yeah, it's basically like you couldn't set a cookie on somebody's computer. Dude, it's easy to delete them. Later, pizza. Pizza. Forsaken Squishes, good morning to you. Hello. It's not that simple. It's a function of the SIP protocol. You can set a call sender ID. It's like spoofing a mail address. Sender gets to say. If it were illegal, they just do it from a country where it is. But the telecoms have the ability to block it. That's what I'm saying. Bill Gates is calling. Yep, there you go. Fire screen with smoke from your ears. Yep. Has anyone else noticed their older Samsung phones becoming more laggy lately? I'm talking about my S7, which the launcher and keyboard started to become very sporadically functional until replaced. Tom, can we talk? Confirmed. Yep. Illuminati. Yep. You get your camera to keep working on scene change in OBS. Mine will not initialize when I change scenes in the latest version. I haven't tested the latest version. I'm on version 21.10. Yeah, it just keeps working in scene changes. Maybe it's a bug in the latest version. I don't know. There's a good reason why I don't just push an update just because there's an update. Okay, let's see. He's in phone call right now. Yeah. Stev, it's a nice feature. I know Firefox allows you to never allow cookies. Breaks a lot of websites, though. I prefer using cookie auto-delete to remove them. Yep. Be more worried about distros that ship with CPU, with the CPU-based random number generator. Technologically complicated and sophisticated for the average user. There's really no way of telling if you're really safe. Yep. Yeah, I agree. It's just... And well, I don't think they're not making it more sophisticated. They're making it so dumbed down. What they're doing is they're removing all the settings and the options. That's kind of more of the problem. The cat didn't eat him or something. Yeah. No, the kitty ate me. It was good. Yeah. Backdoors today. Chrome extension currently suddenly wanted permission to modify data on all pages since it's an alternative new tab. It's completely compromised. Can I post a link to Pizza's stream? Yes. Go ahead and post a link to Pizza's stream. Key to stop data collection is get rid of your ISP, sell your computer, and use a typewriter. Yep, there you go. There's ways connecting to the internet without an ISP. Where you think the ISPs get the internet from? Yep. Good readings there, Mark. How's it going there? Worst thing about Facebook is that others can tag you in photos and have you in their contacts even if you don't want to give up your data. Yeah, and I think that needs to stop. That needs to stop. Privacy by design, not by policy. It should be optional for businesses that handle people's private data. And where do ISPs get their internet from? Surely it's coming from somewhere. These days, the state bypasses its own restrictions by letting the private sector do their job for them. Yep. Use free websites and services. What do you expect to pay? No one, the taxpayer, or go without. Yeah. A username would be Stretch10. Okay, let's see. Companies need to be more secure by not letting as much of your data come through. Yep. Positive, by the time you need to go full Tor, you need to dial up speed internet from the other company. It will be fast enough, yeah. What about Tor with VPN? And my VPN has DNS leakage protection to auto-kill the internet if VPN fails to connect to the it's decent. Yeah, if you're using a VPN with the Tor browser bundle, you're probably a little bit safer. I'd say that's probably a much safer, but Yeah, that's certainly a case where the Tor browser bundle would make sense. Thoughts about the IPFS, Interplanetary File System? I don't know anything about it. Unless you track every single device, you can't really regulate the internet. You can monitor metadata and do correlation attacks, but if everything's encrypted, it's significantly harder to snoop. Maybe we just need to encrypt everything. There you go. It's the main difference between Firefox and WaterFox. WaterFox is some previous versions of Firefox that have been hardened for privacy and security. More for privacy than security, but. The system config fingerprint can help identify you in Tails. You're more anonymous. Yeah, in Tails you're more anonymous because Tails reports a similar fingerprint across all devices. No SSD? No, SSDs just break too frequently. So I just don't bother relying on SSDs anymore. Well, Alex Jones may be a lunatic. He should still have the right to have a platform as long as he isn't ruining other people's lives physically or mentally. Yeah, and it's the question is, some people have said maybe he is ruining their lives mentally by saying that the Sandy Hook hoax stuff. But at the same time, like, dude, turn him off. Turn him off. I agree. He needs to be able to have a platform as long as he's not literally spewing hate, and I haven't seen evidence that he is. They keep on saying he is. Just like 1984. Oh yeah, he did bad stuff. I agree. Okay. Ethical version of Firefox. One of the biggest differences is it doesn't support DRM, telemetry, or data collection. Challenged a kid to hack me once, and I knew, and he got in. Yep. Said my security wasn't too bad. There you go. One question, does freedom of speech include right to be heard, to have a platform without the ability to be heard? Yeah, and that raises a question. They didn't specifically say. And the reality is, when Google doesn't want you to be found, you won't get found. Even Start Page, which I use, guess what? Uses Google as an algorithm. And so it would even block you from Start Page. So you'd have to have a way to be found. And that's hard. And then, of course, once all that's out, Alex Jones can still have InfoWars until his hosting company decides to drop him, or his domain registrar decides to drop him. And then what do you got? You got censorship and oppression. That's problematic, right, Kitty? Yeah? Yeah, censorship and oppression? Yeah? Are you censored and oppressed? Are you censored and oppressed? Are you censored and oppressed? Yeah? On the other hand, just because you have free speech doesn't mean you have to be heard everywhere. Go outside and say anything you want, but others don't have to pay attention to the platform. Yon Lopez likes Deepin. Very cool. Version of Linux should I use for a Pentium 3? 128 megabytes of RAM PC. Holy moly, that is old. You're going to have to go with something like TinyCore, an older version of Puppy, and I don't know what else is going to support that. You have to do some research on that one. I don't deal in old computers these days. Kitty, leave my camera alone. But, Alex Jones, is him being banned from YouTube a violation of free speech? He can go to BitChute or Vimeo. Does he have a property interest in his YouTube channel? Yeah. Until Vimeo and BitChute kick him off. I feel like BitChute he's probably safe on, but I don't know. Still waiting for Cube's OS 4. I love you always. Yeah, I'm waiting for it too. Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, etc. remove you from the platform, colluding to do so. In the case of Jones, you've lost significance and a bit of free speech. Or judicial views of private property. He's using Google's property, but at what point through his own work and creativity has he created his own private space within the framework? Okay, so Quint dropped in Pizza's stream. So Pizza will have a stream in about 25 minutes. So if you can check that one out, go ahead and check that one out. Hacks on Google Plus are so bad. They're penetrating YouTube platform. YouTube being closed 2019. Yeah. Is NordVPN overhyped though? I don't think it's overhyped. It's a good VPN, and it's outside the 14 eyes. Fun tip to people with rooted phone. VPN hotspot allows you to use your phone's VPN connection as a Wi-Fi hotspot. Looks like you're coming around to the end of the stream. Yep, we're wrapping up here. I hear the cat. Yes. He's right here. I got a fuzzy snake. VPNs are not safe due to Australia, the weakest of the Five Eyes due to the lack of federal Bill of Rights. Yeah. Not since a few years, as far as I know. Yeah, I mean, I've had... My computer started on an SSD and the thing just suddenly died one day. So I was like, I'm done with SSDs for a while. One more time, please read. VPNs are not safe due to Australia, the weakest of the Five Eyes, to lack a federal Bill of Rights. Yeah, and that's a concern. There's, you know, better that than nothing, you know. When the private space gets so big that it becomes a public space, a commons, then it can be regulated under the Constitution. I think that is, if that's something that we need to look at. When these platforms become so big, they have to be responsible for being an open market, not anything else. Shadow banning, yep. Yeah, credit card companies and PayPal are not going to let Alex Jones use their services anymore. Like, why? Why? Yeah, he's a kook. So that's what we're talking about. Kitty is censored in the press. His camera was forcibly confiscated before the stream. That's right, Kitty. Your camera was confiscated before the stream. Hello, Anna Rita. Greetings. Cleaning the dust while I listen. All right. I use Nord. Anyone else? Very good. Wow, just buy a Raspberry Pi. Got a couple. We also need to ban Airport from Face ID because they start there and now... Yeah, that's the thing. You know, I don't want to go to any airports with all the Face ID they got running around now. It's like, dude, deal with it, you know. Alex Jones gets kicked off literally everything. That's why the argument of free speech platform doesn't hold up. When nothing was left, they attacked his payment providers. Yeah. Uh, 14 eyes now. Yeah, it is 14 eyes now. 9 more were added to the 5. Yep. Yeah, I think pizza's starting in like 20 minutes, right? Or is he on already? All right, well, let's go ahead and let's end this stream. Oh, with a kitty. And then we'll jump over, and I'll jump over to Pizza's stream as well. All right, buddy, kitty. Oh, yeah, buddy. Oh, yeah, buddy. Just don't click my keyboard buttons. And you got one more coming to you. There you go. Those good? Are they finger licking good? Yeah, finger licking good. All right, guys, we will catch you guys later. Thanks for coming along on this live stream, and check out Pizza Lovin' Nerds stream coming up. I don't think he's on yet. Let me double check if he's on before I kick off here. All right. No, he's not on yet, but check out Pizza Lovin' Nerds stream. Will be on, he should be on in about 15 minutes or so. So check his stream out. He's doing a 300 sub stream. So I'll catch you guys later. Let me see if I can find that link up here again. Copy link address, and there's Pizza stream, I hope. I just copy and pasted Quint's comment from earlier. There it is, guys. We will catch you guys later and hope that you enjoy switching to Linux.